Iranian rockets raining on U.S. Syrian base. Attacks and counterattacks between United States and Iranian proxies in Syria all since Thursday and today. Guys, it's happening right now. In fact, this U.S. military base was in the Al Omar region of Syria, and it came under missile attack as a retaliatory attack against an American retaliatory attack on the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, due to Iran or these Iranian proxies having attacked with a drone attack a U.S. base that killed one contractor and gravely injured 5 American servicemen. So this is getting really serious right now, guys, because the U.S. has retaliated originally against a drone strike that occurred yesterday. And what we've done is we have launched the precision strikes against that. So we're going to go all into that. I'm going to hit some shares here, but what you need to know is 7 rockets rained down today on this U.S. base. Fortunately, though, there are no casualties from that. That's the good news. So what y'all need to know is we're on the verge of things getting hotter with Syria. I know there have been other attacks and proxy attacks between United States and Iranian proxy forces. But guys, we just did a huge drill with Israel on attacking Iran. United States and Israeli forces together, biggest drill ever on this topic, guys. And Israel is really chomping at the bit. Netanyahu really wants to go after the Iranian nuclear facilities because they're so close to having the atom bomb. They have got their fuel enriched to 60%. It said within 2 weeks, you hear numbers like this for like 2 years, that they're going to be capable of having enough material to make an atom bomb. I assume they've got most of the other stuff set aside, except the milling they got to do for that material itself. So you would think that would be the pacing item. Now, some of us, through other intel, do believe that Iran actually has a couple atomic bombs already. I've heard up to 4 now. Originally, I heard 2. Now I've heard up to 4 that came out of Kazakhstan after the Soviet Union initially fell. That's intel I got a long time ago, be it or be it not. I got it from a pretty good source, but but I also got from an even better source, the notion that there were actually 4. Holy smoke, guys, we may be in for war. And that's the last thing we need with all the other stuff cooking. Let's see, how many fronts are we prepared to fight a war or world war on right now? How about none? We're running out of munitions. It's thought if we get into it with China, we only have enough cruise missiles for 2 weeks. So they're really liking us getting into it with Russia because our stuff is being treated pretty well and trying to help the Ukraine for whatever that is or is not worth. That's not the subject of this video. Now, let's get on with this. Guys, what you need to know is with the prospects of war increasing between NATO, including the U.S. and Russia, which is getting out of hand, with the U.S. and China, with the U.S. and Iran, with the U.S. and North Korea, and God knows what else, you better be prepared. The sun is kicking out stuff. We don't know what's going to happen with the power grid. Guys, right now, if you go to prepwithgreg.com, you get $200 off a 3-month supply of this long-term food. Now, the good thing about this stuff is you can bury this in a cache. You can leave it anywhere. And guys, it's got these pouches inside that last. Serious, guys. This stuff is so good. This stuff you throw in your backpack and carry with you. You can bury it. It's great. It lasts 25 years. And the price, when you consider that this stuff, it's cheaper than what you buy at the grocery store, really. It lasts you 25 years. I mean, I can't eat for what this stuff costs over a month. Yeah, it looks like it's expensive because you buy it all at once, but when you really factor it in, it's not that bad, guys. It's just something that you would have in case of an emergency. I'm not saying get 40 years supply of it, but I would definitely get some to, I got friends that are buying it like that. Yeah, absolutely. And they're banking on it. But, I would have it just in case you needed to bug out. That stuff's easy to carry. It's lightweight. That was 2 weeks supply of food. I was tossing around like a feather. All right. There's other prepping supplies there too. Go to prepwithgreg.com. Takes you in. Click on that logo for My Patriot Supply if you don't order the other stuff, and it takes you into the prepping supplies. All right, enough said about that. Let's go in here and do the share screen and look at what's going on with regards to the drone strikes. All right, here we are, my friends. This is, now we want to go not there. We want to go over. Oh, this thing is fighting me. I hate it when this stuff fights me. Here. Here. Oh, that's a different story. Here we are, guys. I am going to have to, Zoom unfortunately fights me when I do these things for control of the panels. Oh my God, this thing ain't working. Excuse me, guys. All right, I'm just gonna, mouse ain't working. Really ain't working. Okay. Well, let me grab the screen to make it bigger. All right, guys, we'll just go with what we got here. I can't get this thing to do what it needs to do. This is aggravating. So here we are, guys. We've got this Iranian strike on our facility. This is not doing anything. What is happening here? There we are. I'm going to bring this to you live. Normally, you know, a lot of guys edit that kind of stuff out, but I don't have time. I'm trying to get this stuff to you as fast as possible. And this is what you need to know is if we're being hit, we ain't allowed to hit them back again. This could escalate. We are in deep kimchi with the prospects of war with Iran. Again, as I've mentioned to you guys, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps is what we targeted, and then we got hit back with about 7 missiles, it's believed. So here's what you need to hear. And this came from Commander General Eric Kurilla. He said, we will always take all necessary measures to defend our people and will always respond at a time and place of our choosing. That makes it sound like we're going to hit back again. We are postured for scalable options in the face of any additional Iranian attacks. Okay, they hit us last. So does that mean they're going to wait and let them hit us again? Or are they going to retaliate now? So that's a good question. But I would expect this is going to escalate further. It has definitely the potential for that. And we are really getting in shaky ground with this area with Iran, guys. So let's talk about the Iranian, here we are talking about the Iranian proxy forces that we've been conducting these strikes on. And a lot of this stuff has been happening up here in this region. I'm going to keep this short, guys. Let's see. What Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin says, at the direction of President Biden, authorized U.S. Central Forces to conduct precision airstrikes tonight against eastern Syria. That's the airstrikes I was talking about against the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. So he'd authorized that. Well, we've been hit back since this report was made on that. So that's what you need to know, guys. It's happening. It's happening fast. And, you know, listen, guys, here's what you really need to understand. Iran does not want detente with America. Not only that, I'm going to end this, stop this share. Not only that, guys, Iran's threatened to wipe Israel off the map. 2 nukes is all it would take. Just hit the 2 primary Jewish population centers, and Israel's done as a nation. It would be no longer a Jewish nation at all. And everybody in that area knows that. That's why Israel is so sensitive. Yeah, Israel's got, believed to have a couple of hundred or more nukes themselves. And anybody that nukes Israel is probably going to catch it pretty hard. If somebody is really that determined to do it, Israel would be done. Whether they struck back or not, and they might do the Simpson thing, and strike everybody that, they think played a hand in this. But it's going to, it wouldn't take much to wipe Israel off the map. I know I got followers who love Israel and followers that hate Israel, so I'm not getting into that. I'm just talking about this purely from the strategic standpoint. And that's why Israel's so sensitive. So, a lot of people say, well, why is Israel so persnickety about Iran getting a single bomb when they got hundreds? Well, that's it. But like I said, sources already believe that Iran has 2 to 4. Iran would probably want enough to EMP the United States, maybe, and, if they figure getting wiped out anyway by Israel, and do whatever they can against Israel, and probably first and foremost attack Israel's strategic forces. They would probably want to attack Israel's nukes before they actually took out Israel itself. That's why they would want more stuff, maybe, possibly. I can't put my head in the minds of their ayatollahs and imams and their military leaders, but not that deep. But I'm going to tell you, Iran, this is what you really need to understand. That article I just showed you about not wanting detente with America. Iran does not call Israel the great Satan. They call the United States of America the great Satan. And the reason for that is that the United States deposed a CIA operation, deposed their duly elected president of Iran because he was favoring the Soviet Union, and installed the Shah of Iran. The Shah of Iran was a tyrant. Oh, but he liked us instead of Russia. So our boys up in the CIA were happy with that. Yeah, and that caused a lot of pain and suffering in Iran. In turn, enough people in Iran against us that enabled the Ayatollah Khomeini to take over Iran. And they did that Iranian hostage crisis, which ended the presidency of the inept Jimmy Carter. All that said, guys, yeah, I was in Jimmy Carter's army, so that's why I refer to him with that verb. Okay, guys. So adjective, excuse me. Now, guys, what you got to bear in mind is that there are a lot of people in Iran, probably more than not, they actually want a Western lifestyle and they want to get away from all this stuff. I've always thought if we could just give this stuff enough time, that the people in Iran, as we've already seen from numerous protests, would eventually get rid of the government that's in charge of Iran today. And it could be a strong ally to us in the future if we allow things to go in that direction. But right now, Iran is run by a regime that purely hates us, purely hates America, and has nothing to do with Israel, unfortunately. So personally, why be in there with Israel? Why be in there at all? We got to make sure that Iran don't strike us. But we're not doing a good job of that, because now their warships are visiting ports in Brazil. They have a very cozy relationship with Venezuela, and they just sent an Iranian warship into the Panama Canal, which used to be U.S. Thank you, Jimmy Carter. Once again, Jimmy Carter, thank you so much for giving the Panama Canal away and enabling other people to come in our backyard and play. So it's serious, guys. It's really serious. Prep. Get ready. The sun is just sent out a G4 geomagnetic storm last night. I did a special on that last night. And I'm normally at work right now, but I took off with this to give you this breaking news so that you will have your eyes wide open and head on a swivel, because that's what you guys need to do. That's a proposition of this channel, to keep your eyes wide open, head on swivel, so you can survive, thrive, and stay out of the hive. So do that, my friends. Like I always say, light dispels dark, love dispels hate. Go out and shine your love light in the world. Maybe we got to get rid of all this global hatred. That's the worst thing, but I don't know if we got time now, guys. We're in a dire strait. Get ready. Get ready. Be right with your maker. Get ready with your family. Do what you got to do. Just be prepared and prep and pray. Hope this don't happen today. Anyway, that said, I'm just going to say thank you very much for watching. Greg out.